In 2014, Austin Barnes looked to be comfortably on his way to a second Lucas Oil Modified Series championship until a one-race suspension, a DNF, and a late-season charge by Dylan Capello cost him the title. The 2015 season looked to be following the same script. Early wins for Barnes had him out front once again, while several others challenged for the top spot in the middle of the season. As the series reached the home stretch, it would again become a battle between Barnes and Capello to see who would claim their second series championship. But this time, Barnes refused to let another title slip away. After being forced to sit out the 2014 Irwindale round, Barnes would get his redemption by completing a sweep of both 2015 Irwindale events and solidifying his points lead. A steady sixth-place finish behind the first-time winner Kyle Tellstrom at the penultimate round now has Barnes on the cusp of victory. With a 15-point lead, Barnes is in control of his destiny. Can he avoid bad luck, or can Capello once again steal the title? The Hoosier Tire West Championship presented by Carlisle Tools is next.
We will crown a champion tonight here on the Lucas Oil Modified Series as we get ready at Havasu 95 Speedway, the Hoosier Racing Tire West Championship presented by Carlisle. Hi everybody, Ralph Shaheen alongside Bob Dillner. And Bob, this is going to be an exciting evening. Somebody will be a titleist tonight.
It's down to a two-horse race, and two of the top guys in the Lucas Oil Modified Series between Austin Barnes and Dylan Capello, and they're not necessarily the best of friends with one another.
Oh, no, they're not. And let's take a look at the points coming into tonight. 15 separating Capello and Barnes, but a good battle for third, too, between Irwin and Winters.
Yeah, and there's a lot of money on the line when we march toward that banquet later on this year, but a lot of guys just looking at this championship battle that we have brewing here in Havasu.
So what do the two title combatants have to do to win it all? Here's Rob Klepper to explain.
Well, thanks a lot, guys. You know, a couple scenarios we need to think about in this chase for the championship between Dylan Capello and Austin Barnes. Now, if Barnes finishes in front of Capello, well, of course, he wins the championship. If Capello wins, all Austin Barnes has to do is finish sixth or better, and he'll win the championship. If he finished seventh, then we get to a tie situation. Of course, they'll each have 3 wins. Then we go to second place finishes. Dylan Capello has a few more, and then he will win the championship. Now, you throw in there are bonus points for the hard charger, for quick qualifier. Those scenarios, of course, will throw a monkey wrench into this whole thing. But if you look at the past, here at this racetrack for these drivers, Austin Barnes has many more starts, and in the past 7 races, hasn't finished outside of second. Capello's best finish here has been 9th. So either way, it's going to be a good race to watch and a battle for this title.
And what a great racetrack to finish off the season with, too, Bob, here at Havasu.
This is a pure bull ring, and you know what comes into play here, which could come into play in this championship battle? That big old front bumper on the front end of these modifieds. It's going to be awfully interesting with the old bump and run.
Well, here's the stats on Havasu 95 Speedway. It opened up in 89, and it's only a quarter mile, so that bumper is definitely coming into play.
And they have a big old curb on the inside of the turns here, and that could come into play because if you hook your left front tire on there, you'll bump up the racetrack, and that could be disastrous.
Well, let's show you what qualifying looks like. It was done during the daytime, and Larry Gertzman gives you a view from Bill Stein Shocks as to what a lap around here looks like.
You have to be very careful with the throttle here. You can see he gets loose when he stands on the gas right there because this is a quarter-mile bull ring. You have 8-inch tires and over 600 horsepower. You can't use it all.
Well, as you heard Rob Klepper mention, there are points for winning the pole. In fact, 2 were up for grabs. So how did they do? Here are the results. And Barnes takes the pole and those 2 very precious points separates him a little bit more from Capello.
And of course, they'll have a little bit of a draw a little bit later on, but Austin Barnes already on the good run today to go after that championship.
Well, we talked about points being up for grabs, about some bonus cash here, Bob.
$500 on the line, and Eddie Secord in that 84. He had the lead early on here at Havasu, but look at old Grandpa Larry Gerchman getting it done.
Here's Dustin Tilbury in the 71X and Shelby Strobel in that black and white 24 on the inside.
Strobel has had a tough year, the winner at Salt Lake from 1 year ago, but in this one, look at Larry Gerchman get it done and get a little extra cash.
$500 in bonus money goes to Larry Gerchman. Now, it's time to go racing for the championship, the title, and the conclusion of the 2015 season when we come back to Havasu.
The Lucas Oil Modified Series is brought to you by Optima Batteries, the ultimate power source. Kawasaki, let the good times roll. And by General Tire, 100 years of adventure.
Back with the Lucas Oil Modified Series presented by Lombard, Havasu 95 Speedway in a championship night. Getting ready to go racing here. Crowd packed into the grandstands. There's Capello's number 11. He's going to be starting a little bit deeper down in the field. There's Barnes. Man who's going to lead him to the green, Scott Winters. Rob Klepper standing by his car.
And thank you, guys. 2 wins on the year so far for Scott Winters, and tonight he'll start from the pole looking for win number 3 and also trying to finish third or if not better in the points, battling with Irwin right now, 4 points back. But what's the plan here today in the final points race of the year?
Yeah, no, this is it. This is a tight bull ring, abrasive track. Our plan is to keep this number 24 Ferrari Farms STR car out front. It's the safest place to be. Stay on the bottom and lead all 100 laps.
How hard is it, knowing that you have all this competition behind you, to stay on that bottom line, keep the car down there, and not have to worry about these guys moving you out of the way?
Right, yeah, no, there a lot of competition, as you say. We have Austin Barnes, Kyle Tellstrom, we got Taylor Mitch, just several of them that are just right there, and it'll be tough, but I think we can do it. It's all about saving our tires for the last shootout, but keeping this thing up front also.
Good luck tonight, Scott.
Thank you.
That's probably the biggest problem for guys like Capello. You got to get the win. Getting around Winters is not going to be easy, but we got a nice night for racing here. 60 degrees, beautiful here in the Havasu area.
A little bit chillier than it was to start off the season earlier in the year when we were all sweating at Havasu. Now I got some coats on, so this action's going to get hot on the track for sure.
So what kind of race are we looking at here? 23 cars, 100 laps, double file restarts, and it's the final race of the 10-race series.
The key thing that Rob and Scott Winters talked about is staying in that bottom groove and not allowing anybody to get up underneath you going into the corner.
Well, let's take a look at the starting lineup. As you heard Scott Winters say, there's a host of good cars alongside and behind him. He's got Kyle Tellstrom in that 5K, very quick youngster, right on the outside of row 1.
Another quick teenager, Taylor Minch, right there with 6 top 5s this year, and there's Austin Barnes.
Right behind Barnes comes his title rival, Dylan Capello, on the inside of row 3. We'll see if the inside's better than the outside.
Right behind him, Jason Irwin, 3 times a runner-up finisher, never a winner. Peyton Saxton in the 57.
Madrid and Martis, combatants for the win here tonight.
You see Hicks and Ham. Hicks second earlier this year at Havasu.
Eddie Secord, we saw Larry Gerchman already pocket $500 in row 7.
Going back to row number 8, there's Shelby Strobel, Mr. Bad Luck in 2015, and the rookie, Dustin Tilbury.
As we take a look back through the rest of the road here, Bob, what do you think is going to be the key to the victory here tonight for either Barnes or Capello?
Well, I think the restarts are key, and whatever driver can gobble up some spots on the restarts, that'll be crucial in getting to that inside groove without anybody bumping you out of the way. If you restart on the outside, that's the trouble spot.
And we heard Winters say you got to save those tires for the end because bull ring like this probably going to have a late race yellow that could set up a run for the win and potentially that title.
You can burn up that right rear in a hurry here at Havasu.
Getting ready to go green here for the season finale. Well, obviously Capello doesn't have the right line. So what is the right line? Let's get our Lone Mark Tech tip. Here's Rob.
Here at the Havasu 95 Speedway, the preferred line on this quarter-mile bull ring is the low part of the racetrack. Now, drivers will tell you that you have to have a car that handles well, that turns well, entering the corner to keep that left side on this white line. You can see right behind me, entering turn number 1, very crucial. If you have a car that's a little tight entering the corner, you leave that door open, you could get past. So running the low part of the racetrack is how you're gonna win here tonight at Havasu. Now, a lot of the drivers will also tell you that you can have a car that's loose entering the corner, but if it's too loose coming off the corner, you'll blow that right rear off, and that'll hurt you in the later stages of the race. So if you wanna be fast here at Havasu, you gotta run down low.
Back here at Havasu, and you might have seen as we went to break, even doing the donuts, Austin Barnes had one hand on the wheel there for part of it. Pretty cool. He crawls out of that Candy Apple Red 51A and celebrates the title. Let's head down to the Lucas Oil Winner's Circle, where we have a newly crowned titleist, Austin Barnes, with Rob.
Guys, Austin Barnes makes a statement here at the final points race of the year. 4th win so far this year, 15th career Lucas Oil Modified win. You got your 28th career Fast Time Award earlier today, but congratulations, man. You're now the 2-time series champ.
Oh my God, it's so awesome. I mean, it was just perfect race. I mean, everything went our way, and just car was so awesome. And I can't thank everybody enough between, you know, Steve at SGR and Maxwell Racing Oils, Machine Tech Motors, Electric Power, just everybody that helps out on this car. I mean, it was just so awesome, and freaking take home this championship again. I can't even explain it right now.
We know that the preferred line here is around the bottom, but you made a nice move around the outside to take the lead. Tell me about it.
I knew I was going to be able to get by Scott just on the bottom, so I was right there on him, and I just went, there's nobody behind me, shoot, I'm going to go to the top, and we made a heck of a race out of me and Scott side by side for like 5 or 6 laps, and it's just fun race overall. And I mean, you can see on the back straight, I went over there and celebrated. I'm happy about this one.
Congratulations, bud.
Thank you.
That's your 2015 Series champ, guys. Austin Barnes as he picks up his 4th win of the year and gets it done here at Havasu.
What a great way to put a capper on the year for Barnes. Let's take a look at the final points for the year. Capello could just not get it going here tonight, and Winners, with a solid run all night long, takes 3rd over Jason Irwin.
The difference between Barnes and Capello, Barnes had 2 more wins and 1 more top 10 finish than Capello did this year.
Well, let's hear from the man who finished in 2nd tonight. Here's Scott Winners.
And guys, a good podium finish for Scott Winners. Got out front earlier, and then it seemed like the 51A was a little bit better. Did you expect that he would go to the outside and make a move like that?
You know, first off, I'll just say congratulations. He's the champion, and he showed it tonight. I did not expect him to go to the outside. We were holding the bottom. I figured it takes a really good driver, strong driver, and a strong car to do that, and he made that move.
Close out the year on the podium. You guys got to be happy with how this team has performed this year.
Yeah, you know, we came out of the box strong. We stumbled a little bit, and so it's nice to finish this way. This track here, we normally run pretty good here. We ran fourth here in the first race, so to bring it home 2nd, we're real happy with that.
We going to see you next year, Scott?
Yeah, we're going to off this season, work hard, and try to put the program together to come make a run at this and try to knock some of these guys off the top spot.
Always cool to see the veteran Scott Winners with the series, guys. He'll be back next year as he comes home 2nd here at Havasu.
Here's a look at the Bill Stein shock of the race. It goes to Austin Barnes, becoming the 2nd person next to Jim Martis to have won this Lucas Oil Modified Series championship twice.
I think what's even more interesting is the fact that Martis and Austin Barnes, 2-time series champions, but still, it's kind of like Winters said, Barnes did it the hard way on the outside groove to get the job done here tonight. A great season for Austin Barnes. A lot of bumping and banging along the way to those 4 victories.
And of course, they will be some of the title combatants next year, as will Lenny White. A lot of people think he has a shot at it next year. He finishes 3rd tonight, Rob.
And guys, a great finish to close out the season for Lenny White. 2nd, 1 round to go, Madera, and then you back it up with a 3rd place finish here at Havasu, man. Nice job.
Yeah, you know, we've been on a roll. Our super late program, everything's just been really, really solid lately. Like I said, I just couldn't do it without my guys. I got a great spotter that stands in as a crew chief. I got the best mechanic, the best group of people that you could ask for. That's what helps us get going. You know, couldn't do it without the sponsors, Bergeson's, Racing Plus, Pinnacle Peaks, Steakhouse, just everybody that helps us get here. I'm just so grateful for them.
Nice job.
Thank you.
Well, the 2015 season is in the books. The championship goes to Austin Barnes. Make sure you follow us throughout the offseason at LucasOilModifieds.com and, of course, on all the different social media sites. What'd you think of the year?
What a season. New winners and a now two-time champion, Austin Barnes.
For Rob Klepper, Bob Dillner, I'm Ralph Shaheen. So long. Congratulations, champ, Austin Barnes.